are 5 reasons that you should be using good videos in your class. First of all, good videos are personal. You're able to look into the student's eyes and they are able to look into your eyes and see who you are. Obviously, there is really a lens between us, but we're able to look into their eyes virtually and they can see who we are, and it makes it much more personal. Secondly, good videos are timeless, meaning that there's a difference between synchronous and asynchronous. Now, synchronous, I like to think of as sort of like what TV was like before the VCR. If you wanted to watch a TV show, you had to be sitting in front of the TV at a certain time. And after it was over, it was over. You may never see that show again. It might be in reruns, but it might not. You never really know. That was synchronous. Now, asynchronous, you can think of as something like Netflix, because on Netflix, you can watch what you want, when you want, and it's up to you to do that. Now, classes, for the most part, education has been synchronous, meaning the professor and the students are in the same physical space at the same time. And the good thing about that is there's connection, but there's also a bad part of it, meaning that in a couple months when the students are trying to take a test, they're trying to remember what the professor said. If their notes aren't that great, it's hard to remember what they said because all they have to study from is their notes. Now, if your teaching was asynchronous, meaning you're making good videos, the students could go back, they could watch it later, they could replay certain parts, they could pause it, and they would have access to it as many times as they wanted to. And that makes a really big difference. The third reason why you should be using good videos for your class is that they are very clear. In other words, you can be very specific about what you're going to say. For example, if I was just teaching you in real time that the names of the 7 dwarfs are Grumpy, Dopey, Doc, Happy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Sleepy, if you missed any of that, writing it down, you're lost. But if I were to do it this way, the names of the 7 dwarfs are Grumpy, Dopey, Doc, Happy, Bashful, Sneezy, Sleepy. It's very, very clear what I said. And again, you could go back, you could replay it, you could pause it if you wanted to take notes. And so there's a clarity that's really powerful in good videos. Fourthly, good videos are good. Watching bad videos is hard. It is painful. If the audio is off, if the picture is off, if it is too echoey, all those kinds of things, you are not very clear in what you're saying, and it's distracting and it's hard to listen to. So we want to be clear and we want students to be able to easily listen to what we are saying. And if you have access to a smartphone, you can make pretty good videos. And if you make sure that there's enough light to light you up, you make sure that there's a good audio source that you can actually hear what you're saying, you will be making good videos. Fifthly, good videos show that you care. Now, the most important part of teaching isn't your teaching, it's the students learning. And having that connection and having them see that you care enough to spend the time to make a good video shows that you really do care about their learning. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And so if you can show the students that you care and you can be clear and you can be personal, that makes sense to me. So there you go, 5 reasons why you should be using good videos in your class.